what we had were a bunch of firing operations. We're trying to create more black so the fire can't have any intensity or steam to get up and go anywhere. The day before, we had an ignition operation that was highly successful, and it was on that northeast flank of the fire. And what we did was actually created what we call a catcher glove, basically a mitt, and we caught the fire from coming straight out of Mormon Creek drainage there, because that had a very high potential to get some steam and get going, and that could have came and threatened the whole town of Lolo. So firefighters did a really good job the last couple of days. Like I said, we've been trying to make that black, and we've been very successful.
All right. So how much did the fire grow from yesterday into today?
Well, it's about 30,000 acres now. So even over the last couple of days, you can imagine it's grown quite a bit. Things should be a lot quieter today. We did have that red flag warning the last 2 days, so we're not expecting a whole lot of wind today and coming into this evening. So firefighters should be able to do a lot of good work today.
You know, Jordan, I had heard a report yesterday that Highway 12 was closed for a while. Has it reopened?
It hasn't reopened. Now, firefighters and fire officials up that way, along with the Joint Command of Missoula Rural and the Sheriff's Office in Missoula County, they're all trying to determine, when and where is going to be safe for the public to get re-entered back in. They're still doing a few fire operations. Things are looking good on that northern flank, though. We've done a lot of good work. So it is only a matter of time, but I can't give you a date at this time.
All right. So what about the other side of the fire on Highway 93? Have there been first of all, any further evacuations on either or both sides?
No further evacuations, and the probability or the chances of it crossing Highway 93 are super slim. We get that question a lot. So what they're doing over on that side, it went down into that Carlton drainage. They came back the other side. And as we can see with even the Roaring Line fire from last year, fire gets into some of those drainages, and we have a westerly wind. They have a tendency of just kind of firing out, going up another bridge, over into another drainage, firing out again. So yesterday we were using tankers, and we were trying to cut that off. We're trying to cut that fire spread coming across the mountain and reinforce it with some hand line and some other, equipment in there, trying to get a line in there to cut it off. So they are making some progress on that. It didn't jump our line in a couple spots. Well, I take that back. In a couple spots, it did. We get some embers and a few spot fires, maybe a few stopovers, but they take care of them right away. And we have reinforcements too, with a lot of our structure protection engines. So with those guys, they're in there ready to roll at any time, ready to take care of the fire if it does cross our line.
Jordan, I know we've lost 2 homes and some outbuildings up in the Highway 12 area. Have there been any other structures destroyed or damaged by the fire?
A few outer structures, outbuildings, so not main places where people live, but that's for the Sheriff's Department. They're going to have all the info on that at this time.
Okay. So what is the plan of attack for today?
Plan of attack for today is going to be, more burning out, trying to create those, more black so the fire doesn't have any steam to roll into. We still have some work to do on that northern flank, and with that active fire yesterday and the plume that we saw yesterday, especially from Florence, we got some work to do on the east side too. Definitely not over.
Okay. Now, I understand, too, I saw a report, and I know you and I did an interview about people flying drones. There was actually a time when you couldn't fly, right?
Yeah, and so this area is in a TFR, temporary flight restriction area, and no one's allowed to fly unless they have approval, from our incident management team. And usually that's only, the aircraft that are helping us out, the helicopters, the planes. So please don't fly drones in this area. It was reported it was in Mill Creek area, up Highway 12. And when it comes to that, we just have so much going on right now. And people need to be aware that a drone could easily take a helicopter or a plane out of the sky. That tail rotor is super sensitive, and just one little piece of equipment like a drone gets into that tail rotor. I mean, it could take the chopper down and take firefighters on the ground with it.
Sure. Have there been any other? I know that there was a firefighter with a broken arm. Have there been any other injuries?
No other injuries. Everyone's staying pretty safe. We have our safety officers looking out and making sure people on the ground, people in the air, people all around the fire doing what they need to do to stay safe.
All right, Jordan. Anything else you'd like the public to know? What can we do to help you?
This is a good wake-up call for people that live out in the woods. They need to be responsible. They need to take care of their home ignition zone. If you live out in the woods, it's your responsibility to take care of your home. And fires, we're getting into an era of mega fires where fire potential in these areas, fires explode. So we need to be ready for that and be ready to be fire adapted and adapt to living with fire.
Now, do you happen to know if the folks along Highway 12 and along Highway 93 were most of them prepared with defensible space?
I would assume that some of them were prepared with defensible space, but even if I went up to Mill Creek yesterday and did a couple interviews with some reporters. I was looking around and I still saw wood piles right up against people's houses. And then I saw another huge wood pile, like 20 feet away from someone else's house. And it's just a wake-up call. It's like, come on, people, we need to be aware of our surroundings. We need to get rid of those fuels around our homes. And if fire comes through, we can be more at ease.